It all started when Evolution teamed up with us and they gave us the chop saw, the metal cutting chop saw. We got some pipes, 2.5 inch. We made a ton of pie cuts, and one day I said, hey, let's proceed building a straight pipe 2.5 inch exhaust for the Civic. At that time, we were naturally aspirated, and I attempted myself to hand build a straight pipe exhaust. So proceeding forward, 2 weeks in, trying to work on the car as it's my daily driver, going to work, coming back, experimenting with the pipes, which sections would work. It took a long time, but we nailed it down and we finally got it all figured out. Nailed it, boys. Nice. Alright guys, about 2 weeks later, day in, day out, working on this, I can finally say the exhaust is finished. As far as welding, pipe cutting, fitment, hangers, and everything else is concerned. Pretty much installed the whole muffler. It's starting to rain, but we're gonna start it up here. Cold start. It's sounding really deep. So far, I like it. Alright boys, we're in the Honda Civic. We got the full exhaust on. We're still naturally aspirated at this point. We're just driving around here to work. That was a state trooper right there. So I really retarded some timing here between 4.5 to 3,000 RPMs. I'm curious to see how that is going to be actually sounding like. But the exhaust, guys, I'll tell you, the exhaust sounds fantastic. I've taken it to a few friends and I revved it and we drove it, and it's got the deepest sound you can think of, barely any rasp or anything. And I'm super proud of this exhaust and how it came out. And I can't wait to hear how this is gonna sound once we turbo the car, because I think it's just gonna sound phenomenal at that point. Feels really good, really healthy with this E15 blend. It's, once I put this exhaust back on compared to running it open exhaust, it just feels much better. The torque curve is much better. Granted, there's a lot of smoke from the Canadian fires on the road right now. Telling you guys, it's crazy how much a pipe and a pipe's length and size can affect the driving characteristics of the car. For example, when you're running the stock pipe, you got that good torque down low, and then when you get a bigger pipe, I mean, the RPM seems to be way smoother and linear, especially towards the top. But when I was running open down pipe, it's like I pretty much ran out of low end power completely. It felt like it was bogging. Just that back pressure story, especially on naturally aspirated, you do want some back pressure just to help pull the exhaust gases out, just so it's more efficient. Feels really good, I'm not gonna lie. Smooth power band. That E85 I think is doing a little bit of magic too, helping it just run a little bit smoother. But hope you guys enjoy the build. The exhaust sounds phenomenal. I can't wait to put it back on with the turbo, so stay tuned for that. Now I must say, when the car was naturally aspirated and we got that exhaust installed, it was flawless. It sounded so good naturally aspirated with that exhaust, loud, a little bit of crackle and pops, and deep, very, very deep, and I liked it. Drove around like that for maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then it was time to start doing a version 2 turbo rebuild on the Honda Civic R18, and we got going with the turbo rebuild. And yes, we still use that same exhaust once we went turbo. But I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't know. I personally don't like the sound of it. The car is very loud and it's pushing way more airflow. And I think that airflow just doesn't sound good with it being a straight pipe. I personally thought the turbocharger is gonna muffle a lot of the noises, right? A lot of people online say that a turbo is one big muffler. Well, I don't know, not in my case, because this thing was hella loud still, and you know, looking at the videos and driving it, it was just too much for the R18. It flowed great. The turbo loved it, but the sound wasn't that great in my opinion. And it's weird because naturally aspirated sounded great, to turbo, not that great. And again, I think it's just because of the excessive amount of volume of air pushing through it. It was just not good. Definitely can use a resonator or a muffler on that setup. Which leads me to my next point. My friend gave me a muffler that I wanted to install. It's a turbo muffler. It's a 2.5 inch. It's not a straight through design. It actually is chambered and it does quiet it down. So we attempted to try to see how it would sound like with that muffler installed. You guys let me know. You guys seen the videos. Let me know what you think, how it sounds. Should we install that muffler on that straight pipe? It'll be more cutting, more welding, but it's possible. Should I go with a completely different set of a muffler? Should I get a resonator and a muffler? Should I just get a resonator? What do you guys think? I'm open to suggestions in this case. I do want to get rid of some of the rasp with the exhaust being turbocharged, and as far as the sound, I would like to reduce it a little bit as well. Now, if the car was 300, 400 horsepower, I really wouldn't care. If it wasn't a daily driver, I really wouldn't care, but it's a daily driver. My neighbors don't like it. It's just too obnoxious for what the car is. So drop down some comments down below. I'll read every single one of them, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true.